Nice to see you. Nice to see you.
Good to see you, Yokomizo-san.
Yeah, it's my great pleasure.
It's great to have you here in the United States.
Thank you.
O genki desu ka? How are you?
Genki desu. Arigato.
So, Yokomizo-san, you are the CIO of Lawson.
Yes.
But many people here in the United States, they have not heard of Lawson. They think it is a software company.
That's right.
Very sorry.
Supply chain management.
So, please, will you tell me, Yokomizo-san, who is Lawson in Japan? How big are you? How many employees do you have? And what does Lawson do?
Okay, I will just tell you the story. Lawson is the one of biggest convenience store chain in Japan. Actually, we are the second largest, having the store of 8,500 stores.
8,500 stores?
Yes, that's right. In addition, also we have another just 1,000 stores.
And another 1,000?
Yeah, so in total, 9,500 stores
9,500
all over
total.
Japan. Yeah, 47 prefectures.
47 prefectures.
That's right. We are regarded as the market leader in innovation. We are taking the leadership for the new business model of convenience store.
So you're the new leader in the convenience store model.
That's right.
And tell me, what does that mean now? How many employees do you have today at Lawson?
Yes. Yeah, we, Lawson, have, because our business is a franchise business, so at headquarters side, we have about 5,000 employees only.
5,000 at headquarters?
That's right. But at 9,500 stores, about 125,000.
125,000 employees.
People, yes.
In addition.
Working there.
So about 130,000
That's
total.
right.
Wow. Well, that's a pretty big operation. How many people here, you raise your hand, with companies at 130,000 employees and above? Okay. We have Bank of America. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So pretty big size store.
Thank you.
Yokomizo-san, congratulations. Tell us, how did you find out about Salesforce and Force.com, and what have you done with this technology?
Actually, the true story was, I was president of I2 Technologies. That's a software company. My staff who reported to me at I2 started working for Salesforce Japan. And he just gave me the idea, and I was very thrilled. Because no software. Now the industry is moving from software to services. And then I met you. I was so excited about your vision and future, commitment to the future. So I decided to work with Salesforce.com, Force.com.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
So when you were working at Lawson, what was your existing infrastructure, or what did you have to deal with when you became CIO? What did you have to replace?
Okay. Very important IT infrastructure at headquarters side is having digital nervous system on Web 2.0 basis. We used to use very old system named Lotus Notes.
I haven't heard of it before.
Yes, that's it.
What is it called?
Too old.
I didn't hear it. What is the name of it?
Lotus Notes.
Lotus
Notes.
Notes.
Oh my.
Must be ancient history.
That's right. So when I became CIO of Lawson, I decided to throw away Lotus Notes.
Well, how much of this Lotus Notes that you call it did you have? How much Lotus Notes was there?
That was more than 10 years ago model. Yeah, business model. And I wanted to move to a Web 2.0 basis system. Then I tried to find out the right application, right IT platform, cloud computing. And I decided to go with you on Force.com. And besides transforming Lotus Notes to Web 2.0 basis system, we developed ERP system on top of Force.com. That is to design and build for new store development.
For new store development,
That's right.
an ERP system natively on Force.com.
That's right.
And this replaced the Lotus Notes
That's right.
systems.
Yeah.
How many Lotus Notes systems did you have? Did you have a quantity of them? Was there a large number?
5,000.
Oh, 5,000
seats.
Seats, okay.
Yes. And my staff, Morikawa-san. Where is Morikawa-san? Yeah, over there. He just joined.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, he joined to me about a year ago. And he designed and built that ERP system with his imagination. He worked to me at i2 and then just 4 years at WebMethod. So he brought his knowledge and imagination, capability, how to make ERP system on top of host.com.
Very exciting. Well, we just heard that also with Jim Shepard of Atrazo. He built an ERP system as well. And so do you think that this maybe saved you money? Did this make you faster?
Sure.
Was it easier now? What was the benefit for your company and your users?
Yeah, the result was significant in two: speed and cost. Yeah, time is about 1/5 to build. And also the cost is about 1/5.
1/5?
Yeah.
Faster?
Yeah. So
and
5 times faster.
5 times faster.
That's right.
And
also,
1/5 the cost.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm going to make a note of that. Thank you.
A little bit bigger than half.
Wow, great.
Yeah.
Yokomizo-san, I want to thank you very much for coming to Dreamforce.
Sure.
All the way from Tokyo, Japan. It's a great honor to have you here.
Yep.
And I would say to you in Japanese, Otsukara-sama deshita,
どうも
Yokomizo-san.
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございます。
It's a great pleasure.
Thank you very much for
Yeah,
being here.
sure.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you. Please thank Yokomizo-san, representing our Japanese customers here at the conference. Thank you, Yokomizo-san. And now we have another fantastic company with a great demo, a company that all of you probably know because I know that there's a lot of people here who use their products. One of the world's great companies. Please welcome Anne-Marie Frank of Avon. Anne-Marie, please welcome to the stage. Welcome, Anne-Marie. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, Anne-Marie, tell us what's going on with Salesforce and Force.com and Avon.
Well, we're doing a lot of exciting things with both Force.com and through social media. And what I thought I'd do is just provide some level set about Avon, because many of you probably already know Avon. And I could talk about makeup forever, and I'm sure it's your favorite topic.
I'd like to, actually.
Mark,
I'd like to go through that, actually, in detail.
But what I think you're going to really love is what we've done through a word-of-mouth referral program using Force.com. So what I wanted just to take you through is you all know and love the Avon lady, and she's been around for over 100 years. And what Avon has done has reinvented direct selling. So there's a new brand called Marc. It's been around for a few years, and it stands for Making Your Mark. And it's really about empowering young women. And our target market is between the age of 18 to 28. So as a digital marketer, my challenge is to go where they're hanging out and market to them. And guess what? They're not on email. They're on social media, such as Facebook. So what I'd love to do is take you through a demo of how we use Force.com and a custom application to really engage this whole new set of Marc representatives that rolls up into the Avon brand.
Now, this is exciting because we had already built an application with Avon, which is for 150,000 users to all your representatives all over the world. So this is a new division that we're working on with Avon, right?
Absolutely. It's totally separate.
And this is a new application that we're announcing really for the first time today.
Absolutely.
Well, that's great. Is it something that we can see?
I'd love to show it to you. So let's take a look.
All right.
And wanted to introduce Ryan. He's from Aperio. It's our partner who built the Facebook application.
I thought you were the Avon lady for a second, Ryan.
He's going to help me demo this. So what you'll see here is what we branded our custom Facebook application. It's a play on Marc, our company, as well as Facebook. So
now, did you name this after me?
Well, not really, sorry.
Okay, because it is with a C.
I know. We can change that, but it's called MarkBook, and it's really an online tool for the vast network of our Mark representatives to boost their business. It's a new way that we're providing them to generate sales. And, our thinking was they're not opening their emails. Our open rate was less than 10%. But guess what? They're on Facebook. They have over 400 friends. So let's go where they are. So here we are. This is where, if I was a Mark rep, this is the scenario, I would go to my Facebook application called MarkBook, and I would see an offer that I've pushed out as the digital marketer at Mark. And in this case, this is a little travel bag where somebody can put in her makeup and accessories. And I'll take you behind how we've done all of this, but what the Mark representative sees is a list of her friends that are most likely to respond to this offer. And so in this case, there are keywords and a description about this makeup travel case. And what I can do is show you, Ryan, if we drill in, the first friend here that this rep has, there's some keywords matched. And in this case, I fed in some keywords that had to do with some college towns. It was a back-to-school offer.
Now, I have to just say, Ryan, this looks like it's running inside Facebook. Is that right? I see the Facebook bar at the bottom.
This is right in Facebook.
So is this page Facebook, what we're looking at, Ryan, or what's going on here?
We're in Facebook. This is where my target market lives. She's right in Facebook. She never leaves. She's in Facebook here. So she sees the offer, and she sees the friends that have been pushed out through the force.com, and I'll take you through how we've done that are most likely to respond to this offer. And so she can invite a friend. So Ryan, let's just show how that would happen. I can click on one of the friends. And up comes a little opportunity to put a personalized message. Hey, check this out. I think this would be really great. You're going back to school. Check it out. And then it would go off and send, and then her friend would receive that in her Facebook. And then if she wanted to respond, she would just click on, and it would take that person right to the e-commerce site that I run and manage on meetmark.com. That's our main e-commerce engine. And then she would buy that product.
Oh, that is fantastic. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So now, how has that impacted your business?
So it's been really exciting. We have a lot of potential. Our Mark, we call them Mark girls instead of Avon ladies. We're a younger, hip brand, and they love it because that's where they are. That's where they spend their time. So, and these are their friends. They're already trusted. So it's less of a hard sell. And so we're seeing, on average, it's almost double the average order size when people shop through this MarkBook application than if they passively came to the site through a lot of effort that the rep would have to go through to get her there to buy. So there's something about this social community.
This really is modern marketing, right? I mean, this is reaching customers that you wouldn't be able to get to in any other way.
Absolutely.
Facebook has these 500 million users. You're somehow able now to use your marketing ideas and concepts and brand and tap directly into them.
Yeah, our women love this because it's social selling. And it's trusted selling. It's less of a hard sell. It's easier for them. And they're on Facebook already, so they love it. And they think it's really cool and innovative.
So this is a whole new way for the Avon lady to ring your door.
It's no longer like the ding-dong, the Avon lady.
There's no more ding-dongs at Avon,
click,
is what you're saying.
You've got a notification, you're in Facebook.
We're now at a whole new level.
Totally different paradigm.
Well, that's really exciting. So now this looks like Mark and the brand, but now I see a more familiar user interface. What's going on here?
So let me sort of take you through how this all came together and how it's powered and how we implemented this. So what you see here is force.com. So what we did was connected force.com, and Aperio built us a custom Facebook application and connected them. So what you see here is my console as a digital marketer. I go in, and Force.com is managing two primary things for me as a marketer. Number one, it's managing my content and my campaigns, my offers. And it's
and what would be an example of an offer?
So like the travel bag that I just showed you, Or if I want to do a lip gloss, I can push that out. I can give them an offer.
Well, this says now tan extended. Summer
Right.
may be fading, but that doesn't mean your tan has to.
So this is an example of an offer.
That's how I was feeling.
Well, I can
So
sell
I'm
you one.
connected to this
I'll
feeling.
sell you one. I'll send you the story.
Who,
I'll send
me?
you the campaign.
I have glowing skin right now, especially every day, my forehead. So now what am I going to do? But the gender thing is mixed up for me.
Yeah. Well, I could find some skincare for you. It'll work for you.
All right.
So even if the tan extender doesn't.
I'm open.
But
it's
how it
San
works-
Francisco. You know what I'm saying? We're open to these. We're open. We're open.
It's very simple. So this is a data entry form. So I go in, I put in my title, tan extender. I put a little description. And then if we could zoom in a little bit, what's really cool about this Force.com is I can enter keywords and I can play with them. I see in real time through the dashboards that I'll take you through what's working as a keyword. So in this case, for the tan bronze or the extender, I put in California, San Francisco. I made sure it was female bronze. We could put in beach. That was in there before. Maybe hiking, vacation. And then that is what helps to really funnel up the best list of women in my set of friends that would be most likely to respond to this offer.
So you're using Force.com now as a whole repository, as well as an aggregator, as well as a query tool to find the people you need so you can close more deals. And then, Ryan, is there a dashboard that shows the responses and so forth?
The big thing here I don't want to lose out is after I put in the offer, it's a one-click. Click it away, Ryan.
And it goes back to
Publish
Facebook.
to Facebook.
Through our API, is that right, Ryan?
In real time is out.
Fantastic.
Into the rep's Facebook page, and she can then blast those out to her friends.
This is outstanding. Ryan, what have we missed here in terms of the integration with Force.com? Any key pieces?
Yeah,
so we have a dashboard as well.
He doesn't have
and
a
so
mic,
now all of those responses out of Facebook, we're able to see what products are working, what offers are working, who's buying, who's not buying.
Absolutely. So there's a visual dashboard, which we love. We're really creative in the beauty and fashion industry, but the dashboards are really effective. So I can see.
We consulted actually with Avon on that color of those palettes right there.
I can see at any one time which offers are performing the best, which representatives are blasting out the most, so I can incentivize them and say, yay, here's a little extra, tip. I can see who aren't, and I can try to nudge it up.
Fantastic.
I can see the keywords.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And are you going to be here? Can you talk to everybody after the keynote how you did it?
Yeah, sure.
Ryan, are you here too? Dreamforce,
Yeah.
Anne-Marie.
Thank you.
Ryan, Avon, again, second killer app on Force.com. Congratulations, Avon. We've been talking and already mentioned Custom Cloud 2 quite a bit, but I have to tell you, I have another spectacular friend in the industry that I've been talking to for a couple years. Just like I was calling Bob, I was calling someone else, except for his company is over $4 billion in revenue. He is one of the outstanding leaders of our industry. He is really one of the pillars. I have to tell you, when I started in the industry, his career was at IBM, and I looked to him as my mentor and my leader in my own ability to manage and lead in the previous company that I was at, who will remain nameless, but it started with an O. And as I saw him in his career and his outstanding ability to climb in through the company, I was constantly impressed with how he handled himself as an executive, as a leader of our industry, as a commitment to innovation, as a commitment to growth. And then when he went into what was perhaps one of the most important companies in our industry, but it was having tremendous troubles, he went in and he personally right-sized the company. And I just would like to welcome and honor really one of my mentors and one of the great leaders of our industry, the CEO of one of the very largest companies in software. Everyone in this room is going to know, and I'm sure if you haven't met him or heard from him before or even had the opportunity to be in his presence, you'll be as impressed as I always have been. Please welcome John Swainson, the CEO of Computer Associates. John, welcome to Dreamforce.
It's great to see you.
What a pleasure to have you here.
Good to be here.
Just blown away that you are even here.
I'm delighted to be here.
So, John, thank you.
Pleasure.
And how long have you been in the industry now? Is it
33 years. It's hard to believe.
Over 3 decades of service to our industry.
Thank you.
John?
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you for that inspiration.
Thank you.
So we've been talking for a couple of years about evolutions in the industry, cloud computing. You've seen this whole change. You were there. I mean, I remember when you were there with Kix. You were there with VM CMS. You were there at 360s and
not quite 360s. That would be another decade, but certainly 370s.
370s, I meant. Sorry, I didn't want to confuse my mainframes.
Big difference.
And then you saw the evolution out of that
Absolutely.
into the mini computers and the DEC, and then into the PCs and the birth of Microsoft, and now you see the emergence of this new industry. Can you give us some perspective based on over 3 decades of leadership here in the industry? Can you give us some perspective on what is happening here?
You know, as Mark said, this industry has been through some profound changes. And I think the change that we're going through now is as profound as any of those, and maybe more so. This is not a technology change, although there's lots of technology in it. This is about literally changing the economics of IT for lots and lots of people. Big companies, small companies. Business use of technology is never going to be the same. There's going to be a pre-cloud era and there's going to be a post-cloud era, just as there was a pre-mainframe era and a post-mainframe era. And that's what's so exciting to us at CA about this, because really our job as a technology supplier is to help customers manage that technology wherever it is, whether it's in the cloud, whether it's in their desktop, and whether it's in a data center. And this looks to me, Mark, as the most profound change that I've ever seen in 33 years.
Well, that's an amazing statement, I mean, from you, John. I mean, really, it's amazing that you would even say that. It's incredible. Now, why do you think this is the most profound change? What about it is so profound?
Every other change that I have seen is sort of incremental. They changed the economics of IT a bit, but they didn't change it by an order of magnitude. You've had people up here this morning that have talked about 5x improvements in productivity, 3x improvements in productivity, building applications that could never have been built before. That's fundamental. Now, look, I'm a realist, and just as there are still lots of mainframes in the world, there are still going to be lots of software in the world, notwithstanding the fact that you have the logo.
That is a shame. That is a shame.
I know you're doing your best to make sure that doesn't happen.
We are.
But look, everything in the software industry and everything in the technology industry sort of persists. And what we're seeing now is a new way of developing applications, a fundamental change in the economics of those applications that is going to coexist. Now, for many of our customers, they may decide ultimately to put all of their business all their IT into the cloud, just as that company you had doing the countertops was doing. On the other hand, a lot of our customers are the big enterprise guys. They're the JP Morgans and the Citibanks of the world. They're going to have mixed environments. They're going to have a lot of stuff in the cloud. They're going to have a lot of stuff in the data center. They might have a lot of stuff outsourced too, to an IBM or an HP or someone like that. And so the world of managing that complexity, the world of figuring out what to run in the cloud, when and where, what applications, what economics, all of that stuff is fascinating, it's important, and it leads to, for companies like mine, great opportunity to help customers make sense of it. And of course, for Salesforce, it leads to a great opportunity for more applications in the cloud.
Well, John, you've been a tremendous supporter of mine, teacher, mentor, and one of the things we do is something that you do and have had a lot of experience with, which is agile development. It's how we've radically increased the amount of innovation we had at Salesforce, how we fundamentally build applications, the tools that Parker uses in his organization to make it go, this whole agile development thing. I mean, customers really need these development management tools. Development management has become a huge and critical category, and I know that Computer Associates under your leadership, John, has become the definitive market leader in these development management tools. So Do you by any chance have something in your pocket that you might be able to show me might be a next generation software development, agile management development tool, something maybe we could even use it at Salesforce, or maybe some of our customers could use something great from Computer Associates?
Funny you should ask. It's funny you should ask.
Well, if you have that, I'm sure we'd love to see a demonstration.
I would sure love to show you something. Now, let me talk a little bit about Agile for just a moment. As Mark says, Agile development is not a new idea. It's been around. I did my first Agile development tool in 1992. What Agile has not had, though, is really good tools to support it. And we're going to change that with the help of Force.com. And what we're going to do today is show you a little demonstration of just how that collaboration between Force.com and Salesforce.com and CA is going to change the way people build applications in the future. Agile development, as you know, breaks down the application development process from a big monolithic waterfall process where you define all the requirements and then turn them into a detailed design and then turn that detailed design into code and then test all that stuff. And if you have a problem, you sort of go back to the beginning. It takes that stuff and it breaks it into bite-sized chunks. Those bite-sized chunks are called sprints. Sprints get aggregated into releases. Releases, in the case of Salesforce, are done 4 times a year. In our Wiley product, we do it twice a year. I mean, it's done on a much smaller, much more containable basis. So the product that we're showing today is designed to help you manage that environment. It's an agile development tool. It was actually developed internally at Salesforce as a start to manage their process. And then we started collaborating with them, I'd say a few months ago now, to really take that and turn it into a product that we'll deliver it early next year as a tool that's available to all of you to use for your agile development process.
So Computer Associates is going to release an agile development methodology tool native
on Force.com.
Native on the Force.com platform.
And I'm going to show it to you in just a second.
That's exciting, John.
Right.
Thank you very much for doing that on behalf of all of our customers.
Right.
Thank you, Computer Associates.
Thank you
for building on Force.com.
It's a pleasure. Now let me show.
You're already a customer too.
We are big customers. We are a big customer. 5,000
I didn't even mention that you're a customer. You don't even have employees here probably attending the conference.
We do. Our CIO is here. We got a whole bunch of.
How many users do you have now?
About 5,000.
5,000. That's it, huh?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well,
we're just a little company.
More employees than that? Yeah, have I shown you Chatter?
Yes, you have.
Okay.
Yes, you have.
All right.
Let me show you this very quickly. Okay. So here's the scenario. I'm a project manager. I've got a portfolio of projects. This happens to, not surprisingly, be the CA project management tool called Clarity. Now, the scenario is that my boss calls me and says, look, I just got back from China. Things are going really well there. I understand we've got
This is a great another opportunity, by the way, John, to move to Force.com on this one.
We're talking about that. We're talking about that.
Don't want to leave any opportunity unturned.
You never have done that in the past, and I know you never will. So it turns out that I need to understand the status of a very important project that I'm building for the China marketplace. And if you see on this slide, this is my total list of projects that I've got going corporate-wide. And it turns out that what Dan is focusing in on is something called the Asian retail system.
This is the Clarity product management thing. Is this a live thing that we have running here?
Absolutely.
What database do they have this running on? Do you know? What database?
This is on Oracle.
On Oracle database.
Yeah.
And what kind of a piece of hardware did you choose for this?
This is on our SaaS platform.
On your platform.
Yeah, so this is
in your data.
This is in our data center.
Application server that you use?
I don't know. JBoss probably.
JBoss.
Sitting underneath.
What version of JBoss is it?
I don't care. You shouldn't care either.
There's a punchline coming later.
I know there is. I know there is. That's
all right,
why
Dan,
I'm not going there.
Let's see the good stuff.
Okay, so I see that I've got this project going on, and I go into it. I click through, and I see.
I was feeling a little bit of something there for a second.
You have to let me have my pound of flesh
great.
here.
All right.
And what I see here is the CA Agile Development Tool built on Force.com.
This is like one of the most beautiful pieces of software I've ever seen.
This is a great piece of software.
What database is this running on?
I don't know, and I don't care.
Right.
Look, I'm a software guy. I actually do know, but I'm not going to. So, now, what I can see is a real agile development methodology tool, and it's showing me the features that I've got in this particular sprint. It's showing me something called a burn down chart, which is mapping those features to the release or to the sprint. Now this happens to be a little bit bogus because you would recognize that there would be a little bit of a gap between those things, but we sort of mocked this up for the demo. Anyway, so if I go back, come back out, Dan, if it turns out that if I go down my feature list way down, I'm going to find that feature that I didn't bother to put into the original release. And remember, this was a retail system for China, and for some reason I forgot to put Mandarin in the release. Now, we probably weren't very smart about that.
Right.
We doing a system for China and doing it in English. Okay, but we're going to fix that. So it turns out we can move that back into, and now Dan, if you want to click through to the next page.
Dan, everything we're seeing right now, native, 100%, Force.com?
Force.com, live.
All right.
Now you can in fact see that we have in fact moved up the simplified Chinese to the top there. Dan's pointing to it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move it from the plan column over into the in progress column. Whoa,
pretty
so
sexy.
What you see is what you get. Very cool, and we could go in if we wanted to and look at the features and all that kind of stuff. Turns out it's 18 person days to develop it. That's now all done. Now if you go back to our main slide, what we can see here is that this has been refreshed, and in fact we've still got enough resources to do this. We're still going to make our sprint date. Everything's cool. We are able to continue with the process, and it's all done through the miracle of modern Force.com.
Wow, that is really exciting. Yeah. John Swainson,
Marc Benioff,
CEO Computer Associates on Force.com. John, before you go.
Thank you, my friend.
John, I think it's your 55th birthday this year, and I just wanted to thank you for being my mentor and for my collection. The sweetest wine in that year, I think, was something that you like, which is a little bit something called Chateau de Cam from France.
I do like Chateau de Cam.
I thought so. And this one is 1954 Chateau de Cam.
Wow.
Celebrating your birthday and your over 3 decades in leadership. John Swainson, you're a great friend.
Thank you, Mark.
And Computer Associates on Force.com. Thank you,
very
John
much.
Swainson.
Thank you.
Outstanding. Computer Associates on Force.com, native, with new apps. And now we have another great leader in the industry. As I go around the world pitching and pimping the cloud computing thing, cloud in hand, one cloud at a time, can't hear the sound of one cloud clapping. There's another person who I'm always bumping into. We were just together in London when I was there. Said, you know what? Last time I checked, you're the biggest, most important cloud computing company in the world, and you're doing enterprise applications like I have never seen, with leadership and vision for software that is unparalleled in our industry, and with success in cloud computing. And I'll just prove it to you. How many people here use Google Docs? Raise your hand. How many people here use Google Mail? Raise your hand. How many people here use other parts of Google Stack? Raise your hand. Well, please welcome the guy that leads that entire effort and all of that. Please welcome Dave Gerard, the president of Google. Dave, come on out. Welcome to Dreamforce. Fantastic.
Great to be here.
Dave, I think you've made some great progress in our customer base. I know when you put your Google username and password into Salesforce, we give you all kinds of new Google features and functions, and you're doing a fantastic job in the industry, building a worldwide Salesforce. Mm-hmm. I heard that more than 60% of the Fortune 1000 has gone Google.
That's right.
You're running a worldwide ad campaign. You're doing an unbelievable job and giving Microsoft hat in hand to them their office productivity market share and saying, new sheriff in town. Why don't you tell us how you're doing it?
Great. 2009 was not over yet, but an exceptional year for cloud computing, obviously, and for Google as well. But I first want to say, amazing progress. If you see the performance of Salesforce.com as a company, and the adoption rate of Salesforce is just exceptional, and it shows where things are going. The other thing I think is a great signal is the way the old school has jumped on board. You see IBM, you see Microsoft all going full forward into cloud computing. We think that's a great indicator that we've arrived. On the Google side, with Google Apps, we've made a lot of progress. More than 100 releases in the last year alone, in 2009 alone. Things like taking Gmail offline, having connector to BlackBerry Enterprise Server, having full translation between more than 40 languages right within Gmail or within Google Docs. We even added a connector to Microsoft Outlook, what we kind of think of as training wheels for cloud computing. So it was a great year feature-wise. In terms of adoption, we've had huge momentum. There's now more than 20 million business and education users of Google Apps, and those are active users. Those aren't kind of the fake, just bought it and put it on the shelf users. So we think that's amazing progress. And education's been amazing. We've now become #1 in market share in higher education in the U.S. And we've had 400% growth in our education usage in the last year alone. And probably the most important thing that's changed from a year ago is big company adoption. When we were here a year ago, the first large companies, Genentech, went live with 100% of their employees on Google Apps in October 2008. So we were really just getting started in the sort of global 1,000. But we've moved forward a lot. If you sort of look where we are today, you can see there are now dozens of companies with thousands and tens of thousands of employees who have moved to Google. And we think this is an enormous testament. And I should also say,
You've got to see it because you're backstage. How many people here are going Google? Raise your hand if you're going Google in some way or another. I mean, that's really exciting.
It's great.
It's fantastic.
It's great. We take meticulous care to make sure every CIO, every company that decides to go Google is successful. And we want to make it, the day your company goes live on Google is a day of celebration. There's no outages. There's no, pitchforks and torches. There's nothing like that. It's a day of celebration. And that is what we think is special about Google Apps. Eric Schmidt, my boss, our CEO, also decided he wanted to talk to some of our biggest CIOs that have gone Google to really hear it straight from them. And it was funny when he came back to me, he said, man, they love our products and they want more of it, as you'd expect. But he also the thing that struck me is he expressed the amount of frustration these CIOs have with the architecture that they inherited. And that's important to say. Most of them inherited it. They didn't build it themselves, but they're forced to deal with it. And the cloud, Salesforce and Google and others like us, are providing an outlet to get rid of that. So it's been an exceptional year. And, just let me say about, cloud computing, and go on to the next slide. It's not perfect yet. It is still, in many ways, the early days, but it's amazing the momentum that we have. The early days of cloud computing, which really Marc and his team pioneered, it used to be thought of as a simple application that just works. And now it's very clear to the world that this is a platform and that clouds can work together. Important things like, from our perspective, data liberation. There's no such thing as lock-in in our world. You don't like our applications, you don't like our services, you can have your data back immediately in open standard formats, and you can go somewhere else. And I think that's what's really exceptional about cloud computing. We're not trying to lock you in and hold you slaves. We want you to have choices, and I think that speaks very well for the future of this industry.
Dave, which application? You have a couple of killer apps out there right now. You introduced Wave this year. You've got Google Docs, Google Spreadsheets, Google Mail. Which one are you getting the most traction on? Which is the most exciting app right now?
Well, for sure, the most fundamental reason most companies go Google is that they just can't be bothered managing email servers anymore. So Gmail, has certainly been the #1 app. And in fact, it's now the most popular and fastest growing email platform for consumers, for education, and for businesses. So we like to think, we don't have to have all these dividing lines between docs and email and this and that. That's sort of artificial and historic. So what you're going to see from Google is a more connected, simple experience where you can do whatever you want from one simple interface. And I think that's the future.
Well, that's just incredibly exciting, Dave. We came together originally when Larry and Sergey kind of adopted our 1-1-1 model, and believe me, I was plenty surprised when I was reading the S1 and I saw Google going 1-1-1 and the foundation. Then we had an opportunity to first work with you embedding Google Maps in a lot of our systems and a lot of our customers. How many use Google Maps inside a Salesforce implementation already? That is just super exciting. And then we came together with Google Mail and Docs and spreadsheets and putting those links in the system. And it's been a great partnership, and we even have Google App Engine now integrated with Force.com. So we just want to thank you for the great relationship.
From a Google perspective, the work that Salesforce has been doing for more than a decade, frankly, has paved the road for us. It got a lot easier for us a few years ago to get into cloud computing when Mark and his team have been pitching this and delivering it for so long. So thanks back to you.
Dave, thank you. Thank you for everything. Mark. And you'll be here to talk to some of these customers?
Absolutely.
Please thank Dave Gerard, President of Google. Dave, thank you.